Unbelievable! That is a dream goal!
They found it! They finally found the goal they were looking for!
What a finish that is! Do not scratch your eyes! This is really happening!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from Game and Frame and specifically Queens College, where Osner will host a league match against the league leaders, New York Shockers, in a pivotal match in their NPSL campaigns. Let's begin with the home side, who are looking for their first win of the season, coming off a narrow 1-0 loss last time out against Santa Cruz FC. However, Osner, a team that features in multiple leagues, they also feature in the UPSL, and that have done very well in that league. I believe clinching a playoff spot more importantly. And last time out here at Queens College scored a whopping 7 goals in their match against Kelmedi before half. So it will the free-flowing attacking nature that they showed last week and their attacking flair, can it be replicated here today against the league leaders, New York Shockers? Moreover, let's go with the New York Shockers that begin the game in first place on 15 points, coming off an away 2-0 win over AC Newport, and are looking to extend the lead at the top over New Haven United and Santa Cruz, who also feature today. They actually kicked off at 6 p.m., so that match should be nearing its end should results go in their favor in those two matchups, and they get a 3-point away victory here. They can extend their lead at the top of the standings. So the first meeting between the two, Osner and New York Shockers, on May 23rd, where Shockers were victorious at home with a score of 5-1. what does this 90 minutes of football have on the cards here tonight at Queen's College? Certainly a beautiful day for football. Temperatures quite zesty still at the moment, but let's see in due course if we will have a cooling break, as well as the two sides are preparing their last bits of warm up, their last bits of tactical discussions. We can say that New York Shockers will line up in their yellow kit with black shorts and yellow socks, and as well for Osners, they will line up in their all orange strip. Just some team news for the New York Shockers. Their starting 11 is going to be Tyler Brennan in the goal, Daryl Hogg, Captain Ruud Hallinan, Dylan Peterson, Ben Bitton, Rowan Slater, Bradley Warren, O'Keen, and Brandon Da Costa, so to Jackson Leon, with the bench consisting of Marcelo Fazio, Jeffries, Seth Scorano, Darren Griffith, and Mohammed Ali. So they have certainly brought a decent sized squad here in their away fixture, and so too for Osner's, the home side. I believe actually it's going to be a deputy in the goal for Osner's today. We usually see Medina, but I believe from the start it's going to be Kai Odegier who's going to deputize in the Osner's goal. Benedict Augustine, Mimi Duhamel, the captain, of course, the very dangerous Miguel Soto Gonzalez, Maison Kola, Duga Dembele, the leading scorer of the APSL in the season that has just concluded, and in his time at Doxa, Kevin Mondesir, Marvin Mondesir, Kabulu Owusu, and on the bench, Kruger, Joel Favard, Diao Shizaki, Paulo Primavera, and Marcelin. So too in the starting 11, I believe, is the number 32, Suki. So we will see in due course. Those are the lineups, those are the team sheets, how the two sides will line up. We will see in due course. Just some last bits of preparation from our referee, Mr. Gianluca Palanca, just checking in the Osner's squad. So stay tuned for kickoff. Welcome back, guys. As you see the two teams lined up near the center circle for the walkout that we feature here on different live game and stream streams. Our referee for today's fixture, Mr. Gianluca Palanca, with the ball setting it to the center circle. As we just heard the rendition of our national anthem, as the two sides now will greet one another and our referee team. A reminder, New York Shockers in their yellow kit, black shorts, yellow socks, and the home side Osners in their all orange strip. Very beautiful strip with the purple outline. The two captains rather, Mimi Duhamel and Rod Apollon for the two sides will now greet with Mr. Gianluca Palanca, for which side they shall kick off into. As we mentioned in the pre-match, 7 goals last time out here on this very pitch against a team in a different competition, for that matter. As we remind you, this Osner side, other than featuring in this NPSL campaign, also have clinched their playoffs in their UPSL campaign with a very strong season at that. Quite different timing of seasons, beginning and end, so that's a little bit of a mix and match. Sometimes you can play 2 days straight, rather. So the rotation and the mix and match from the Osner coaching staff certainly have a lot of quality to dip into their bench and or their starting 11 excuse me, full of players that we know and we have been very firmly accustomed to in our game and frame streams, the likes of Miguel Soto Gonzalez, who plays for the New York Greek Americans, Duga Dembele, who is the, as we remind you, leading scorer of the APSL with Doxa. So to Joel Favard, who played some football for Richmond County. So to Paulo Primavera, some very, very strong names, as well as the captain Mimi Duhamel, and so on and so forth. However, the league leaders in the yellow looking to extend their lead at the top with another positive result. Their second away fixture, coming away victorious 2-0 last time out against AC Newport. Now travel down to Flushing, Queens, here at the scenic Queens College in search of their 18th point with a win. They will go to 18 points. Mr. Gianluca Palanca just having a quick discussion with the fourth official. We can also say the New York Shockers ready for the match here, coached by Afrim Nejaj and assistant coach Gustavo da Costa. Mr. Palanca just checking that both goalkeepers, who are sporting pink, as we are off and underway here at Queen's College. First long ball thumped forwards for the New York Shockers, who are attacking from left to right in this first half, and so too vice versa. Osners from right to left with possession here with their center backs. Marvin Mondesir beginning at the left full back, so too Owusu, sporting the number 10, had just a quick glance at the numbers beforehand. There was a last minute change, so with the number 10, that is Owusu in the starting 11. Farthest back with the goalkeeper Kai Odagari, who is deputizing in the goal for Osners today. We usually see Medina, but tonight's task asked for Odagari in the goal for Osners. Maybe he has some early work to do here, as Shockers intercepted high up the pitch. That was Bradley Warren, who got himself involved early on, sporting the number 15. O'Keen also beginning on the right hand side for the New York Shockers, the league leaders, with Dylan Peterson right beside him, behind them rather, at right full, with the back four, which we'll get to in a second as Osners are driving forward. A little bit of a thick touch by Gonzalez Soto. Here is O'Keen controlling and cushioning nicely with the chest before swiveling away from one, locating his teammate. Brandon da Costa checks it back to Ben Biton. And so too for Osners in possession, Mason Kolo. Furthest back with Diao. Some early possession, as we said in the pre-match. The temperatures just about dwindling down now. Certainly a very warm day, and as we've seen in the World Cup matches, cooling breaks had to be employed. So just the energy levels early on for both sides to just find your moments to spring into action. Jackson Leon on the far left-hand side for the New York Shockers. Seemingly both sides beginning the game in a 4-2-3-1/4-3-3, with the fluidity on both sides. Not quite sure who's leading the line. Very fluid, as we mentioned. For Osners, have Duga Dembele, the very dangerous Duga Dembele, one side, with Soto for the time being lurking in central roles, almost like a false nine. But certainly the fluidity and the mix and match we'll see in due course. Back with Odagari in the Osners goal. Builds out with his right full back, who just wants to check the pressure of the football. As Mr. Palanca will resume with a drop ball. Diagonal towards Mondesir. The heads went up. 50-50. Falls into the center of the midfield. Mimi flicks it forward. Reverse ball towards Soto, who peeled off on the last shoulder, but ball trickles back to goalkeeper Tyler Brennan in the goal for the Shockers here today. Rowan Slater in the heart of the midfield, plays back with his center half, Hogg, who has it intercepted from him. Diao back with goalkeeper Odagari. Some movement from Mimi to pick up the ball between the center halves. Mimi, as we know, the captain for Osners, is the midfielder playmaker, can drop into pockets and also play furthest forward. Now tasked with the 6 role. And certainly we can see him advance up the pitch in moments, making very strong third man runs. Here he is in possession, will pick up a set serve with pinpoint accuracy to Soto Gonzalez, who's dancing and swiveling onto his left before checking onto his right. Dembele has a shot and thumps it in for the opening goal for Osners. What a pure connection of the football. Soto danced and swiveled and laid it to Duga Dembele with immaculate perfection. Finds an early goal for Osners. Hit that ever so sweetly. And just what was needed for the home side. That fluidity, like we mentioned, in the front three. Soto pulled out wide left before laying to Dembele, who arrived from the right to the left and thumped his finish in, beating Brennan. How can now the league leaders, we remind you the first game had 6 goals in favor of the league leaders. Now Osner is doing the opposite and finding a quick early goal that was very necessary, and credit to them for starting so sprightly and with tempo and energy. Kabulu will just about lose his footing for a second before finding his footwork to find the teammate in orange. Diao has some space to maraud into. That goal really has to given some credit to Mimi Duhamel, who, as we were just discussing his name, served a lovely pinpoint ball to Soto Gonzalez before the little slalom into the dangerous area. And then came Duga Dembele, showing why he's such a clinical goal scorer. But a little loose possession here, popped into the clear sky, flick on. And now Osners can just possess a bit. Mondesir giving the width on this near left, now checking in to help out Kabulu, who was pressed. Owusu. Back to Diao. Trying a diagonal, the loose touch. Soto reversing to Dembele, who flicks on. And into the arms of Brennan. Strong start certainly from Osners. Just about 8 minutes gone and have already found their first goal. Continuing their momentum from last time out here, scoring 7 in the first half. A game that concluded rather at halftime, so scoring 7 in 45 minutes is certainly very, very stellar work, and have continued said work here so far early on, but certainly a lot of football to be played. The league leaders traveling here to Queen's College. Little flick with the outside of the foot. Kabulu advancing. Dembele drifting to the left-hand side again. Mondesir, one of 2 in the Osner squad. Curvin with the number 14 and Marvin at left full for Osners. Served in from the right-hand side. Dembele, who remained on that left, will just about keep it in play, will deliver, and closed well by Dylan Peterson. Soto Gonzalez standing over the dead ball will just wait a second before Diao enters the area, located towards him, and he flung himself at the first post. Caught it on the rise, but couldn't direct it down towards the goal. Certainly see the intention as the late arrival of Diao. It's a little bit of trouble in the Shockers' 18-yard area. Back with the center midfielder Slater. Daryl Hogg, line splitting, tries to locate his winger, but the possession will fall back to a yellow shirt. The shot is dipping wickedly and just above the goal post of the Osner's goalkeeper. Bradley Warren found himself in an interesting pocket of space and tried his right foot. Caught it crisp, but just above the goal of the goalkeeper Odigari, who was in possession here. Build out from back to front for Osners. O'Keen thought about a more central press. Soto. Again, the fluidity for Monsters. Didn't really locate a out and out number 9, so it's certainly going to be false 9 with rotation in the front 3 as per the first 10 or so minutes here. A lovely raking diagonal by Mondesir. Finds the advancing fullback who will give it some height, maybe a bit too much, and out of play for a goal kick. Brennan to build out with Hogg, who finds Slater back to the center half, who wants to clip forwards towards the line. Kabulu furthest back to the center back, exchanging with the other center back, Diao. Steps on the ball before going back to his goalkeeper. Line splitting. Maison Kolo. Mimi. Again, dropping between the center halves. His pass is a little loose, however. Warren will win inside a throw-in. Flung into the area. It falls to a yellow shirt. Just a little bit of a loose touch. Here's the scorer, Dembele. Back with Kolo. Slaloms around one. Soto drifting wide again. Here is Soto Gonzalez in the 1v1. Dancing onto his left foot, but the slide tackle had to come in at the precise time from Hogg, who had to go to ground to clear the attempted left-footed shot from Soto. Brendan organizing his rather more man-to-man marking in the 18-yard area. It's left to Soto Gonzalez again. Miguel Soto Gonzalez will lift to the second post. Cleared away by a yellow shirt. O'Keen flicks on. That's the stretch, but I see a risen flag on the outskirts, and we'll have to jostle back in possession, but Mr. Palanca wants the throw to be taken back a couple of feet, in which they do. Slater, Hogg, whose intervention very important some seconds ago. His diagonal rather pinpoint as well. The shot comes in, cleared off the line, and just about kept in from the circumference of the pitch, as Odegari had to stretch before the ball could trickle out for a corner. But some very impressive defending at the last, clearing just about off the line. Certainly, Shockers, as we know, league leaders can cause havoc at any given time. And that was really their first moment to test the Ulster's defense. Lovely, neat, intricate football. But the touch just a bit extended from Hallinan. Odegari, once again with build out. Dio. Slater. Advancing from fullback is Peterson, which allows little room to maraud into for the centre half Hogg, who finds the advanced fullback, checks it back, the service for first time with a good bit of height, but no one crashing at the first post. Warren service collected by the goalkeeper, who distributes quickly to Duga Dembele. Stood up by the captain, Rod Apollon, and the captain wins a throw in for his side, in which he will quickly take. Hogg. Slater to his captain Apollon. Centre backs exchange. Daryl Hogg assessing the movement ahead of him, but he can just inch up a bit before serving a diagonal. He just wanted a little movement ahead of him, but just from the corner of my eye, I saw some applause from the bench of the Shockers for the idea of the diagonal. Certainly had a little bit of space to work into, and we've seen him drive into said space before delivering. Here's Biton. His touch a little extended for the Shockers' perspective. Colo, excuse me. 50-51. Free kick. Won by O'Keen. Rod Apollon coming over to either deliver or to play short, and as everyone is behind the ball can try to work something intricate. They do. They serve it to the left-hand side. The service cleared away by Mimi, who gets a shout from his teammate to leave it before he can clear lines. Slater will control. Back to Biton. Furthers back to goalkeeper Brennan. Hogg. Over the top, looking for the centre back, who's remained as attacking option. Made a clever run in behind, but the flag risen. Mimi. Diao. Serves over the top towards Dembele, coming a long way off his line to collect his Brennan, with good starting position, and will distribute quickly to his left full back. Service over the top to O'Keen. Certainly can see the way of approach for the Shockers for those inverting runs from their wingers and just to clip a delicate ball over the top, and also can knock it a bit in the midfield, play some quick intricate triangles to really force overload on one side. But so far Osner's just about 20 minutes gone here in the lead after an early strike from Duga Dembele. Furthest back again with Diao. Not the most precise pass to his center back, but they will deal. There's a coolly clipped pass in, but high press on from the Shockers. The deflection will aid an orange shirt. Mondesir has to be careful. Slater nibbled in. And back with Slater once more. Captain Apollon to the advancing fullback. Some contact and a free kick given. Can the Shockers riposte with a set piece delivery? Certainly have thrown some numbers. Both of the centre backs have entered the area just on the outskirts of such. It'll be delivered by Biton devilishly. The flick awkward for the goalkeeper, but has to stand tall just underneath his goal line to collect. Odogari building out again. Has some space to turn into. Mimi. Mondesir. Kolo thought about the diagonal, but wanted the short pass backwards before a clipped ball over the top to Dembele. Brennan. Peterson. Will clip over the top towards Brandon Acosta, who pulled off the last shoulder rather smartly. Slater falls to the fullback. Diao, pressed by Da Costa. Soto, Hallian in a duel and another whistle. And the yellow card brandished by Mr. Gianluca Palanca, the first of the match. I believe that is Kolo, who is in the book. Indeed so yellow card for Osners. Shockers take it quickly. Jackson Leon, last touch off, an orange shirt. Apollon. Needs just a sure weight of pass when the press is on, and that they did with precision. Trying the left-hand side, cutting onto his now left foot after a lovely jink in the 18-yard area. Jackson Leon dropping the shoulder, but couldn't dispatch across into the danger area. Apollon with some clever defending rather, and will win his side of throw-in. Quickly taken. Biton drops the shoulder. Warren between the center halves. Hogg checks back. Warren. Slater. Alanan. And back with the number 15, Warren. Assessing the forward's pass. Fullback certainly advancing for the Shockers. Now they lose possession, they can transition, but quickly were able to manage to construct their line. However, the pass was a bit overhit for Soto Gonzalez. But if he were to latch onto that, we would presume a risen flag. Hogg stabs it forward to Apollon, who's remained up from center half. Maybe that's a bit of a tactical tweak from the New York Shockers bench. Just to risk a bit, in essence, to leave the center half forwards. Free kick. Of course, guys, today's Game and Frame broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. We'd like to thank our sponsors at Umbro. Slater. Hogg. A line splitting around the corner. O'Keefe had a couple of challenges coming in, and certainly for one of the two, maybe advantage was given for the first, and now we'll bring it back for that infringement. Indeed, so that is the case. Piton now again standing over the dead ball. Piton will tease it into the area. First contact from an orange shirt. Soto sprinting to keep it in play, but trickling out for a New York Shockers throw-in. Will Patterson coil up a long throw? That he does. What a good long throw with certainly good trajectory, but cleared away from the back line. Dembele stepping on the ball before locating his captain. With composure to Colo. Diao. Colo can swap the field. Asking a little bit much of his center back, who stretched there to retain it. Apollon. Warren. Press high from Soto Gonzalez. Back with Brennan. Hallinan from left full. The 1 and the 2 with Slater. Da Costa making a clever run ahead. Dropping into the pocket now. The slide rule ball for O'Keefe, who has to press now high, but some good defending. And a goal kick for Odagari. Colo. High press from Leon. So too from Warren. Trying to intercept in a dangerous area. Osner's on the other hand trying to play through it, and that they do. Soto nibbles it forward, a couple runners ahead. Dembele has to check. Wants to swing it to his left foot, but the recovering yellow shirt's there in time. Going to have a throw-in. Mimi. delivers. Mondesir will cleverly let it bounce. Fullback checks it back. Kabulu. Mimi. Dembele. Beaten to the spot. Captain will drive away with the possession. Good weight of pass to O'Keen. Stood up by 2 orange shirts. Will swivel away from them. Driving into the area. Some contact on the outskirts of the area. Don't believe it was in. However, nothing untoward. Dembele, extra length in his stride. Just about getting to it. Has to check back, however. Slide rule ball to Gonzalez. Dancing onto his left. Will have a quick snapshot. Now forced towards the corner flag. Will step on it. Byline, just about keeping it in play. Driving towards the byline. Swiveling away with one. The deflection. The second deflection. And into the arms of Brennan, but according to the linesman, a corner kick. Gonzalez to take. Just about 31 minutes gone in this fixture here. Gonzalez will swing with left, right-footed in swing. Unbelievably. That happened last time to me. The eyes deceived me. It hit the back netting and it ruffled the net, but caught it cleanly, but just on the wrong side. That also happened last time out here, as there's a fencing as the floodlights go on rather dramatically now, as Mondesir will clip it into the area. But what a chance from Osner's to make it two. The arriving back post run was just in the right time and caught it cleanly. Have to just ensure that the ball goes into the net, as the netting behind the goalpost can be a little bit deceptive on the eyes. But a close moment for Osner's. Patterson, lovely weight of pass towards Biton. Ben Biton checks it. O'Keen will try his left. And just beyond the first post of Odegari, who had to plunge down. But a couple opportunities, one on either end now. The latest coming in from O'Keen. Distribution from the goalkeeper. Dembele checks it. Soto clips. Hogg has to go to ground, so to the goalkeeper, who has to once again maximize the 18-yard area, and that he does, to collect. Back with Brennan. Hallinan. Challenge and free kick. Of course, guys, stay tuned for more game and frame action. The NPSL Northeast Finals tomorrow at 12 p.m. We know one of the winners of the first semi-final that was played, a thrilling 5-3 scoreline over between Westchester and Hoboken, a match in which Westchester led 4-0 at halftime before 3 unanswered goals in the second half by Hoboken, before a late fifth and a hat-trick by Denso concluding the score at 5-3. They will take on the winner of Kickoff Elites and Nova, who kicked off at 7 p.m. That final, 12 p.m. tomorrow. So too, let's just see this action first, as the center back has to swivel away from danger. So too tomorrow, Excelsior will take on First State at 5 p.m. League for Clubs Northeast, and on the 17th of the month, American Soccer Club will take on Osners here, this Onser side rather, 7 p.m. kickoff there, NPSL North Atlantic Conference. I believe another yellow card was brandished there. So 2 in the book for Osners. About 10 minutes left to play in this first half. An early goal from Duga Dembele. The difference at the moment, New York Shockers, in search of an equalizer, have had some good forays forwards and are in search of that equalizer. Now in possession, Slater. Half turn. Hogg. Back to the center midfielder, Slater. Wants to flick it around the corner to Warren. Good press high up the pitch from Soto. Mondesir takes. Dembele. Back to Mondesir. Furthest back to Kabulu. It's a little bit of a risk, but will swivel away. Mondesir advancing from left full back. Mimi. Duhamel will serve again with pinpoint accuracy in the first touch, evading the defender, who has to go into the book for that latest challenge. Hallinan, the left full back for the New York Shockers, with the latest booking. Taken short to Gonzalez. Gonzalez, who scored in the NPSL semi-final, Greek-Americans lost rather to Hoboken in the first semi-final before Hoboken defeated the New York Prince-Cyprians in the final to book their place essentially to today, and a match with Westchester in which they couldn't find victory. So Gonzalez on that day in that semi-final, the scorer of the Greek Americans goal, if memory serves correct, and certainly had a pivotal part in today's goal for producing the assist to Dembele. Risen flag, offside. Served. The bounce. Dembele controls the shot with his left foot. Just was stretching a bit. Certainly a very difficult situation there with the bounce of the ball. But engineered a half a yard, just stretching a bit with his left foot. But again, showing danger. Clipped over the top. Biton beaten to the spot. But will do the next best thing and win his side of throw-in. Going to be another long throw-in from the fullback. We saw one on the right-hand side. This one rather loopy to the area. Slater. Warren. Lovely bit of footwork. Soto. Slater. Leon an option. Da Costa again making a clever movement, so to Biton. Those, as we say in coaching terms, off the ball runs can be very dangerous. Even if the first ball doesn't arrive there, you're effectively taking a man away from the defense, really the line, and some seconds can fall in a rather appetizing area. Will there be another coiled up long throw from Patterson? That he will, towards the penalty spot. Ignore the horn as there's a squabble of bodies in the penalty area. Credit to the players for really playing to the whistle rather. Five minutes left in this first half. 1-0 in favor of the home side, who are in search for big 3 points here against the league leaders. Goalkeeper clears towards the halfway line. A flick on. Dembele has Soto on his left shoulder. Mondesir also advancing from left back. Will get there first. Patterson stands him up. So too Warren. The swap of wings going to press is Leon. Da Costa so too from center forward. And now Da Costa can drive into the space. Biton now in possession. Checks it back. Slater. Other side is the cry from the Shockers fullback, who's rather advanced again. Patterson. Queen's College, not the most narrow pitch here, but also can maximize as much of space as you want. Certainly not the likes of Belson Stadium. That is one of the largest pitches in width here on our different live and game in frame live streams. Another long throw-in. Certainly have been quite dangerous from areas as such. Long throw-in again towards the area. Heads went up, popped back in towards Patterson. Cleared away by Mondesir. Mimi stretching. Will find Soto, who wraps it around the corner. Dembele infield towards Soto. And, the second ball will fall to him, however, dancing away with some neat footwork, but will allow the yellow shirts to filter back. Mondesir will just keep it now as some minutes left in this first half. We want to see out the last knockings of the first half with just a little bit of security to go into the half. Maybe 2 goals up, but Dembele hacks it over. Quickly played in. Hallinan. Two minutes and some change left in this first 45. First 45 in which we saw an early goal in the first minutes of this match. So too afterwards, both sides trying different approaches towards the goals of Brennan and or Odegaari. O'Keane with a chance to equalize for the Shockers. Leon spinning away, swiveling, dancing. Going to ground. Last touch of an orange shirt, quickly taken. Slater lifts it to Hogg. Piton. Warren goes over. Is that a penalty? Yes, it is. A lovely pass into the area. The first touch, very important from Warren. Felt some contact, and the penalty kick was awarded on the stroke of halftime. A very important kick of the football incoming. Slater, seemingly the one that will be tasked with this spot kick to equalize right before the stroke of halftime. Mr. Palanga just making sure that there's no encroachment. Slater, in fact, is the one. Slater eyeball to eyeball with Odegari. Slater stepping up right-footed, and the equalizer for the New York Shockers, the league leaders, riposting right before the stroke of halftime. Slater coolly slotting in his penalty, and 1-1 will most likely be the score going into halftime. Warren won the penalty, Slater converting such. 1-1. Leon just going over to the bench for a quick word, I believe, with one of the coaching staff there. Some seconds possibly remain, as we're in 46 plus change. Maybe about a minute or so remaining, possibly 2. However, Slater's very important kick from the penalty spot at the moment of the last minutes, equalizing here at Queen's College, as that is the final act of the first half, a first half in which we saw a very early goal and a very late goal. Duga Dembele opening the scoring in the first minutes with a lovely taken strike, riposted at the very end by Slater, who slided home from the penalty spot, equalizing for the league leaders, New York Shockers, at halftime here at Queen's College. Osners 1, New York Shockers 1. Stay tuned for the second half.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University, and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards, so I know that they're together, and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Three ways we help you sell your property easier. At Bell Mason, we are dedicated to connect your property to the right buyers. We set right and competitive pricing for your property. We carefully showcase your listing to reach the right buyers. We work with experts and trustworthy agents for the best guidance, making your selling journey easier, smoother, and with confidence. Message us today. Bell Mason Realty. We are looking for you. Begin your career as a real estate professional. 100% commission earnings, flexible work setup, opportunities across multiple states. Because success is within your reach with Bell Mason Realty. Apply today.
Welcome back, guys. Second half kickoff imminent here at Queen's College. A first half in which we saw, like we mentioned before the first half concluded, a very early goal and a very late goal in the first 35. Dembele opening the scoring early on, riposted by Slater from the penalty spot for the 1-1 scoreline here at Queen's College for the second 45 to begin in some moments. Don't believe any changes at halftime for either side. I'm just having a quick glance over Da Costa remaining through the number 9 position for the Shockers, with Jackson Leon still off the left, O'Keen off the right, the midfield Slater, Warren, Biton the same, back four, Sotu the same. Just having a quick glance at Osner's. Don't believe any halftime substitutes, so the first 22 men that began will resume this second half. Owusu with the first possession for Osners. Finds Mondesir. Gonzalez trying a clever flick. The captain dueling with a couple of orange shirts. Halenan first time forwards. Kolo, Mimi, man on is the cry. He'll assort his feet before finding full back. Back to the captain. First time from Soto. Apollo will lift towards Da Costa. Trying to discomfort Diao a bit, but Diao using his body well, waiting for some movement. And will win aside a free kick. Mr. Palanca just wants a quick word with the center forward. Possibly just a touch late, as Diao played a long ball into the channel and went aside a free kick in which he will take. Da Costa sprinting to press, rather triggering the press, and they almost found the possession high up the pitch. Thrown in. Gonzalez. Free kick first. Mr. Palanca restarting the match. Both sides now looking for their second goal in this match. As we say, the narrative of football, the third goal is always the most important. 2-1, 2-0 to 2-1, and 3-0, 1-1 to 2-1 is certainly a big point. Patterson clips. Warren and Slater there advanced. Some room for transition. Owusu towards Soto. Dembele is onside. Dembele serves it. No arriving runner to the second post. Halenan to take his throw. Da Costa cushions. Biton does not retain it in play. Mondesir will look towards Dembele. Jackson Leon. Dembele. Soto. The flick, intricate play. Back to Dembele. What a goal this would be. The goalkeeper has to make a decision and made the correct one and stood firm as the final pass just a touch overhit, which allowed Brennan to come to spread at the first post and eventually fell in his possession. Jackson Leon onto his right foot, will serve it to the seconds. Beaton back to the number 7, O'Keen, who arrived late. A blistering counter and a very, very supreme finish from the number 7, who arrived at the right time and slotted it past the goalkeeper, Odegaari. Shockers in the lead, the league leaders, turning this game on its head. O'Keen on the score sheet. How can now Osner's riposte for certainly all their good work in this match from, in essence, their almost chance. On the other hand, Shockers driving down and O'Keen arriving at the right time. Some high press on now from the Shockers. Dembele dueling with the captain, who stands him up before arriving late, and the whistle will stop that action as Mr. Palanca just going over to check on Dembele, who might have just landed on the ball a little awkwardly, and gets a couple of hand slaps from the opposing team, showing good sportsmanship. And we do in fact restart with the drop ball. Slater, the scorer of the first goal for the Shockers from the penalty spot, we remind you, a game in which turned the trajectory of such very late in the first half after the penalty was awarded, in which Slater converted, and now so too in the second half. An early goal again, but this time from the Shockers as O'Keen made it 2-1. Long ball, athletically kept in play by Mondesir and hacked forward. The bounce will be quite dangerous as Dembele, no free kick given. Soto onto his left foot, Miguel Soto, and denied by Brennan, who had to plunge down. I believe Soto tried to nutmeg the goalkeeper, but showed quite decent flexibility to just cut off the angle again. O'Keen, back and forth, frantic beginning to the second half. O'Keen. Patterson. Is that a free kick as someone has just gone down there on the far right hand side? A couple of players actually down. The captain, I believe, also. Maybe with that latest coming together with Dembele. So a couple of players just to keep our eye on. I believe the captain is good to go for the Shockers. And sportingly, the throw-in will be played out into touch for Osner's to build out again. Osner's in which now have to certainly have a lot of time to do so, but have to slowly search for their second goal after leading this match very early on. The tale of the early goals and the tale of the late goal right before the half concluded. The first half concluded, our 3 goals here. The away side in a position of slight comfort, but certainly a chunk of football left to be played. Colo, lovely little pirouette, dancing onto his right foot before finding Mondesir, who's advancing from right full back. Biton has a little tug of Dembele. Good advantage given by the referee, but Soto couldn't dispatch a shot. Dembele still down. Some thick 50-50s coming in. And will the Shockers kick it out? And do they will so? As now Dembele has just gathered himself and Mimi again sportingly back to the yellow shirts. Apollon, who seemingly is okay as well after just going to ground some minutes ago. Certainly a very important piece to the New York Shockers puzzle at the back. So too is this man, Slater, who plays diagonal over the top. Mimi, intercepted. Warren, Biton. Jackson Leon couldn't latch on. Mondesir. Biton, maybe the first. Mr. Palanga, just a quick word in the air for just some slight argy-bargy, nothing too untoward, but the free kick given, in which played short. Mimi Duhamel, line splitting. Soto first time. Colo swaps the wing. Kabulu will clip it into the area. A loud early cry of keeper from Brennan, and will collect the countdown from our referee. Of course, you only have a certain amount of seconds to dispatch the ball when it is in your possession, but a little, not to give our secrets away for us goalkeepers, the goalkeeper union, when you drop the ball, if there's no pressure on you, the countdown is annulled. So in essence, you can still chew some clock until the pressure arrives. If you want to play some long service, in that which Brennan did. Duels in the middle of midfield. Colo. Soto. Stood up by Hogg. Rather muscular duel between the two. Falls to Osner's number 3. Back with goalkeeper Brennan, and shows his composure there to evade the press and to locate a teammate. Long ball over the top towards Brandon Acosta. Good defending in the end. Had to really lengthen his stride, the center back, to find the possession before Leon could latch. Colo. Certainly both sides have a deep bench to dip into. 5 outfield players for the New York Shockers plus a goalkeeper, and so too I see 4 or 5 Osner's reserves limbering up. That is not a free kick. They can transition now, 3-on-3 if they can do it swiftly. It's towards Dembele. Wants it on his left. A slight tackle comes in. Maybe just took out the sting of it just a bit at the right timing. Slater threw himself towards the incoming shot, and Brennan was down beside it to collect. Will distribute. Patterson hooks it over the top to the scorer. He will leave it to his center forward. Certainly a good level between the two sides. Get back to that point in just a moment, as Mondesir is advancing from right full back. Mondesir infield. Dembele cushions. Just maybe the wrong run, the wrong third man run. Diao will not keep it in play. Certainly both sides showing their quality, showing their different facets of play. And as we know, the quality here in this league, very top-notch. And we've been treated to certainly a good first hour spectacle. Still 30 minutes left to play. The captain just organizing his line now as Piton in possession. Clever little nutmeg will find his teammate Warren. Kabulu has to come a long way off his last line. And Osners win back the possession. Mimi. Diao has to check backwards to his goalkeeper. Odegier clips to Kolo. Kolo elevates. Patterson aerially. Apollon. First time. Mimi athletically wins. Dembele. Owusu couldn't make it stick. I believe the flag is going to be down. Indeed so. Wrong side. And Diao just applying the shoulder to win the possession. The flick, Mondesir beaten to it. Jackson Leon controls. We'll find this fullback, Hallinan. Leon has some space. Infield to Biton, the number 10. And a free kick. Of course, guys, today's Game in Frame broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. Quickly taken by the New York Shockers. The captain will float it left-footed. Just a bit towards the center forward, who flings himself and finds the Shockers third. Was just going to say just a bit overhit, but O'Keen made it stick, served something delicate into the area. Football played with lavish. 3 goals now, 3-1 for the league leaders, who have riposted very nicely after an early concession in the first half. 3 unanswered goals for the team in yellow and black. Da Costa, the latest score for the league leaders. How can now Osners riposte? They certainly have time to do it, but 3-1 down now. Quite a difficult task, but we know that game can effectively change at any given moment. Hallinan. Left by Biton. Thought Leon was on his left shoulder, just beside him. Kolo, back to the captain. Floats it. Soto. Apollon driving away. Leon. Just some quick discussion between Biton and I believe the fullbacks, and so to the captain, about maybe the amount of space that is left in the half spaces. Biton just making a point that maybe there was a little bit too much space between the first and the second line. Certainly you can tell this is my first time seeing him play live, but Biton certainly an experienced player. Quite possibly might be an ex-pro as well. So the number 10 just making that point to his teammate. Just to organize the lines now. Obviously, when you do have a 2-goal lead, you can just drop a little bit, couple of yards back. But so far keeping their line nice and uptight. As we entered in the 65th minute. 2 goals in the second half. From the New York Shockers' perspective, O'Keane and Brandon Da Costa finding goals for the team wearing yellow and black. Warren. See both teams' substitutes not so urgently limbering up, but we will see in due course if they will dip into their bench. Dembele. Mimi. Just underneath his boot, but no press on from the Shockers. Dembele picking up a interesting pocket. Thick 50-50. And no free kick given. Dembele. Mondesir has to invert. Someone is still down for the Shockers, and Diao making the point to just kick out the ball out into touch, as Leon just needed a second to gather himself. Of course, guys, stay tuned for more Game in Frame action. The NPSL Northeast Finals tomorrow at 12 p.m. Westchester, the victors of today's first semi-final, will take on the winner of Nova FC and Kickoff Elites. That game kicked off at 7 p.m. Possibly we will know the winner of that game if you feel free to quickly change the stream to have a look at that. They will take place in the grand final tomorrow at 12 p.m. So too tomorrow, Excelsior taking on First State at 5 p.m. at Belson Stadium, the League Tour Clubs Northeast. And on the 17th, American Soccer Club will take on this very Osner's side at 7 p.m. a NPSL Northeast Atlantic Conference matchup. I believe amongst all that we had a substitution for the New York Shockers at center forward, I believe. Indeed so. Jeffries replacing the goal scorer Da Costa. So some fresh legs at center forward, at the center forward for the New York Shockers. And now a triplet of substitutions for Osners. Mondesir coming off. I believe Paulo Primavera will come on to this right-hand side at fullback. Paulo Primavera, very energetic fullback, can go up and down and deliver some service in dangerous areas, other than being a very correct fullback. So maybe that right-hand side. So to two more, in which we will see in due course. However, free kick for Shockers. Warren back to the captain, infield. Jeffrey's first involvement. Biton. Hogg. Warren. Bradley Warren lifts. Appeals of a offside flag. Indeed so. Risen. Just trying to see, I believe we had a change at center back as well for Osners. Kabulu will take the restart. It's Marcelin who has entered in the back line. believe at center back, so Primavera will go right. Here is the substitute, Marcelin. Soto nibbles away from the yellow shirt, will be tugged back, and maybe a needed yellow card there, and a quick hand of acknowledgement from Warren, who goes into the book, but at the same time wanted to, in essence, stop the counterattack. So another booking. Free kick taken quickly. Soto. Here's the substitute, Marcelin. Finds a pass in field to Colo. Primavera advancing from right full back. His first delivery takes a little bit of a nick, taking the sting off it, and Jeffries maybe wanted some quick distribution from his goalkeeper, but he elects to build out with Slater, who scored the first. We remind you, in the dying embers of the first half from the penalty spot, to make it 1-1 before two unanswered goals here in the second. O'Keane and Brandon Acosta, who has been replaced by Jeffries at number 9. Colo. Miguel Gonzalez. Back to him. More dancing, swiveling footwork. Entering. And a deflection, a double deflection there. Coming across was the fullback Hallinan. "20 minutes left in this second half. 70 plus change. 3-1 to the good for the away side. Can Osners get one back? Punched away by the goalkeeper. Osners will reload into a dangerous area, and more good goalkeeping, more decisive keeping from Brennan. As we're going to have, I believe, another substitutions for the away side incoming. See two yellow shirts there on the outskirts of the pitch, stripped down, ready to make an appearance for this last 20. Someone also is down with a touch of cramp, I believe. Mr. Palanca just signaling that the substitutions will occur. Patterson is off at right full back, a good shift by him. So to Biton, who was the man that was cramping up, maybe he will also be replaced for some fresh legs in the middle of midfield. So two fresh legs on at right full back. Muhammad Ali replacing Patterson at right full, and Slater will be partnered in the middle of the midfield by Seth Scorano. Jeffries holds it up well. No free kick on him. We'll go and press the ball. So Scorano on in the midfield, playing alongside Slater, which will maybe give a little bit more attacking freedom to Bradley Warren, as Biton has come off, and Ali on at right full back, replacing Patterson. Both sides changing their back four. Marcelin and Primavera also on from the bench for Osners. Primavera arriving late into the area, into the last post. It's served in towards Colo, cushions with the chest. Thinks it around one, has a snapshot, and what a save from Brennan, who had to fling himself and flick it over the goal post. Splendid stop by the shot stopper in a very important time in the match. But good bit of work and improvisation by Colo, who engineered a yard and tried something spectacular. goal now in the next minutes will certainly change the trajectory of this match. Served in with a lot of height, the heads go up, it bounces dangerously, the shot is hacked over the goal. Brennan just taking his time before restarting his stop. Very pivotal. Will do the correct thing and just get his team up the pitch before playing some long service. Good distance towards the center forward who flicks on Jeffries to O'Keen. Still showing a lot of energy on that right hand side. Primavera getting his body between man and ball. Scorano. Primavera back, hooked forwards. Apollon on the half bounce. Chested out. Cushioned. Mimi flicks. Joel Favard, who's also entered from the substitute bench for Osners. Kolo, who had the latest effort on goal. Soto flicks to Duga. Here is Dembele. Sprays it out to the advancing fullback. Maybe needed some first time service as Favard had hands risen at the back post for maybe something clipped over the top. Scorano. Leon. Slater wants the possession to be kept. Leon driving before overhitting his crossfield pass. Another substitution incoming for the New York Shockers. O'Keen is replaced. His workday is done with a goal to his name. Some fresh legs on the right hand side. Marcelo Fazio replacing O'Keen. Just under 15 minutes left of the allotted 90, plus some stoppages. Had a flurry of substitutions now in this second half. Mimi. Back to Kabulu infield. Favard. Back to the captain. Duhamel sifts it out to the center back, Marcelin. Primavera. The flick, Soto Gonzalez will serve it to the seconds. Ali, not the cleanest of clearances, but in the end, back to his goalkeeper, Brennan, off the sole of his boot as he was stretching to intercept. Brennan distributes. Hallinan, little late challenge. Quick hand slap by Scorano and Hallinan. Won his side a free kick. The left fullback, who's had a very good game, was actually booked in the first half, but has been rather correct with his defensive work. Jeffries cushions with the chest. It almost falls to Leon. High into the night sky now. Favard dueling with substitute Scorano. Here is the left fullback, Hallinan. Jeffries plays it neatly. Good advantage given by Mr. Gianluca Palanca. Ali, slowly teased into the area. No touch. Appeals that it possibly trickled out. Leon will serve it now more flat with pace. The shot comes in, and it's a goal from the substitute who has leapt from the bench and made an immediate impact. Marcelo Fazio for 4. Appeals, I believe, from Osner's that the ball might have trickled out. Nonetheless, Fazio on the score sheet, 4-1 in favor of the league leaders, who have shown their class here in this second half. The captain certainly likes what he sees. It says, quote, Fazi, good job. Maybe that is the nickname of the goal scorer. But nonetheless, Marcelo Fazio for 4. Gonzalez coming across is Scorano. You can see the Shockers, every action, every bit of defensive work they do. They exchange a quick hand slap between teammates, just showing that team unity and understanding. It's my first time covering Shockers live, but as we mentioned in the pre-match, league leaders, and certainly we can see bits and pieces of why. Certainly have quality to boast as well. But now Osner's in search. Have to score rather in the next moments to bring it back to a 2-goal deficit. Can Soto change the storyline here late? Clever footwork, byline. He stood up by simply one too many yellow shirts. For Osner's, on the other hand, they certainly played a big part in this first half, and so too in bits and pieces of the second. Lovely pirouette by the captain, who was aided by the deflection. Slater will lob forwards to Fazio. Doesn't give up the press. Goalkeeper just checks away from the press of Jeffries. Osner's certainly began the game very well, scored early on through Duga Dembele. Really, the penalty right before the halftime might have changed things for their perspective. Slater scoring there. Here he is in possession. Hallinan. And then the New York Shockers scoring 3 unanswered goals in this second half. Okin, Da Costa, and substitute Fazio for our 4-1 scoreline here. Is this an opportunity for the 5th? Leon stood up well by Marcelin. Colo coming across. Slater. Hallinan. Slater first time. Back to his captain. Hallinan around the corner. Marcelin there. Going to have another late substitution for the New York Shockers. Hallinan will come off. A good day's work for him, the fullback. And Ali will quickly jog over. He's already jogged over to this left-hand side. And the substitute, who will now enter, will play at right fullback. I believe that's Darren Griffith. So Griffith at right fullback. Ali coming over to the left. A long throw-in with distance towards the area. Mimi, Soto, Colo, pressed by Scorano. Mimi checks it back, first time. Osner's unfortunately running out of time here. Have to rather for sure keep pushing, and that's what they've done with a long ball forwards to Duga, as Dembele rather quite difficult control. Brennan just chewing some clock. There's the substitute, Griffith. The Shockers should anything shocking, no pun intended, occur, will remain in first place and will take their points tally to 18 with an impressive away win here at Queen's College after trailing, we remind you, 1-0 in the very early moments of this first half. Some challenges coming in. Mimi towards Dembele, who's dragged wide left. Primavera advancing from right full back into the area, so too Mimi was arriving late into the area. Deflected out, quickly taken. Marcelin with hands risen here for the swap of sides. Osner's electing the left-hand channel. Warren, who's still showing injection of tempo. Played the whole game, and so too this man Slater, who will now take the free kick that was whistled by our referee, Mr. Palanca. It's a completed pass, if you'd like, as it was ricocheted by accidentally, but it did find the yellow shirt. A completed pass, you could mark that down as such if you're a statistician. And more so safe pass backwards to goalkeeper Brennan. Slater inching forward to receive the first ball. Rhoda Pollon, the captain, asking for the ball. Pollon, who hasn't put a foot wrong in this game, has some defending to do here as Soto. A couple of step overs, trying to engineer a half a yard. Will find some space on the left. The shot comes in, goalkeeper has to apply knuckles to it. Duga cushions. Mimi arriving late. Kabulu can reload. That he does. Soto controls with the chest, hacked away with no nonsense by Warren. Jeffrey presses. Fazio, last touch, or a handball rather, off him. 87th minute here at Queen's College. The last knockings, you would presume that there isn't anything other on the cards than the Shockers' victory, in which they had to work for. They certainly were pressed and were asked a couple of very important questions from Osners, who have, like we mentioned, also feature in another league in the NPSL, and they have a upcoming very important playoff match to contend with. So you can certainly understand a good day's work here for really both sides. But Osners, on the other hand, might have one eye on their upcoming fixtures. Nonetheless, though, they have certainly asked potent questions and can show their quality. So to the Shockers, who, like we mentioned, riposted very well in the second half after a scoreless, first half in which ended 1-1. More good defending, but Jeffries will win his side a corner kick. Scorano walking over to take some last minutes here at Queen's College. You can see the scoreboard behind the goalpost here, in which reads 4-1 with 88 plus trickling in. Scorano whips in left-footed to the second post. It will fall to Soto. Mr. Palanca just having a quick glance at his watch. Our Italian referee here today, one of the best referees in our leagues here. Soto Gonzalez. Again, it'll fall to the top of the area. The center back, who's a long way forward, will continue his run. A flick, a clever flick at that. The shot comes in. And just over the goalpost of Tyler Brennan. Apollo will play short. Slater in those pockets again. Ali. Jeffries. Once again, ignore that whistle. We'll play on. The whistle, the horn rather, means the 90 has concluded and we've entered into stoppage time. One last attack possibly for Osners to find a second goal of the evening. Mimi. Marcelin. Dembele. Will he try his left? Play into Favard. Soto. Colo. Flings it to the second post. Good defending by Griffith at the back post. Cleared away towards Jeffries. Marcelin will head back to his center back partner. Mimi extends the touch a bit, but will play a neat slide rule ball. Someone was standing offside and cleverly didn't interfere with the play, and Osners will have a corner kick, possibly the final act. Can Osners finish on a high note? Taken. The shot comes in from a long way away, deflected awkwardly, cleared into the night sky. Marcelin, Mimi, back to the substitute who goes all the way back to goalkeeper Odegaari, who deputized in the goal today for Osners. Favard, Joel Favard, a Richmond County player as well as a couple of other players on the Osner squad, as we mentioned, have featured for different NPSL teams. Now that that season is concluded, maybe can feature with more time and more action in the various other leagues that will feature here in the month of June. One last free kick, it's laid. The shot comes in, deflection, and Brennan has to sprawl down and flick away. More good bit of goalkeeping by the man in pink. The deflection really didn't do him any favors, as the set piece will be taken flat. The shot comes in, more defending. Ali controls, and that is the final act here at Queen's College. The end. A match that really changed after halftime. Final score here at Queen's College, New York Shockers with an away win 4-1 over Osners. A first half in which we saw 2 goals. Duga Dembele opening the goals in the very clinical fashion early on, riposted by a late penalty by Slater right before the halftime concluded. And New York Shockers, after their halftime team talk, came out very, very strong and scored 3 unanswered goals. O'Keane, Da Costa, and substitute Marcelo Fazio, the 3 scorers of their goals in the second half, coming away with an impressive away victory here at Flushing. Final score here, one final time, New York Shockers 4, the league leaders 1, Osners. Thank you guys for tuning in, and have a pleasant night.